Hey guys, this is Moopower here, and doing a commentary on a Protoss versus Zerg match I just recently played. And that probe just somehow got glitched through the minerals, but that's okay. For those who don't know or are not familiar with IC Cup, that's just basically a more competitive ladder uh, system. So instead of going to US West servers, you would install IC Cup program, and then there's a IC Cup server you can go to. And then the MCA64 launcher is a launcher that helps you play on IC Cup. I mean, IC Cup has its own launcher, but for some reason it doesn't stand on its own. It's kind of glitchy. So that's why I had the MCA64 launcher, because it also has anti-hack and good latency, so the games are never laggy, as long as both players have that same launcher. So this guy, for some reason, at the beginning of the game, tries to ask me a lot of questions, and whenever someone asks me a lot of questions during game, I generally suspect they're trying to cheese me or do some kind of unorthodox strategy. Because in my experience, that's usually what happens. They try to be sneaky and just kind of throw you off by uh, making you busy responding to them. So anyways, just doing a natural fast expand against Zerg, and in this match, or this map, it's a 4-player map, and you have that creep colony, or that creep that's near the front door. So Zerg could actually, theoretically, they could put a drone on that creep and build a sunken if they have the spawning pool. So sometimes you got to watch out for that, but it's kind of hard to miss unless you were really, some sort of a noob. It's really hard to miss. Now, if you notice here, before I built that cannon, I just checked the layout of where I'm going to put my gateway first. So that way I know, I make sure that I have enough space and put the cannons right as close as possible to the gate. You want to have a snug, tight wall, and that's exactly what you need to do, especially against Zerg, because Zerglings can just squeeze through the tiniest cracks. So that's why, also a good tip for you guys, if you don't know, you always want to build the forge below the gateway, because for some reason the dimensions are a little bit different from each side. So if you build the forge on top of the gateway, small units like workers or lings can actually squeeze through. But that's why I put the forge on the bottom, and then you can just put the gateway on top. And trust me, that is a tight wall. They cannot go through that unless they go around. So here I just do 15 gateway and then 16 pylon for the build. A little bit miss micro with the probes, but you see that Ling try to get through, but it couldn't. So that's just a testament to how tight the wall was. So now he's trying to deny my probe scouting. I'm just trying to look to see how many drones he's producing and what kind of units he's coming out. So if I see he's producing more Lings, then I can expect a Ling, like he's trying to do a Zergling all-in kind of thing. So in this matchup, Zerg is kind of the aggressor. You kind of have to play the Zerg pace until you can start amassing your own units, which Protoss, their fastest timing after a fast expand, by conventional standards or strategies, is the Z-Lot speed lot rush with +1 upgrade, which is what I'm planning to do here actually. In this game I actually forgot to make the Stargate right away. I actually made the Citadel first, so that prompted me to just do the speed lot rush, because I was like, I already got the Citadel, I might as well just use this strategy, because if he goes Hydra, all in bust, then I'm pretty defenseless. So you might as well just counteract that with any potential aggression. So I make the Citadel first. By mistake, I forgot that I didn't put the Stargate first. The reason why you want to get a Stargate in this matchup is to get Corsairs. Corsairs are a very valuable scouting tool in this matchup. First of all, you can kill overlords, deny scouting from the Zerg, and then also it thwarts any potential muta harassment. Even if you build dragoons later on, I mean, dragoons aren't that great against mutas unless you have a large number of dragoons, because dragoons don't do a lot of damage to mutas, I believe. It takes a lot of hit to kill a muta, and when they stack them and then they maneuver around, dragoons are so clumsy and slow. It's a pain to deal with to try to chase after the mutas. So the mobility of the mutas make it really difficult. So you have to go Corsairs in this matchup. Otherwise, a good Zerg player will abuse that, and if they see you don't go any Corsairs, they're gonna just go mutas and then just snipe all your High Templars and things like that. So yeah, Corsair is a must in this matchup, unless you're just dominating so much on the ground that you're not worried about mutas. But yeah, that's basically the reasoning behind that. So at this point, it's about 6 minutes in the game, and if he were to do a Hydra Bust, he would come about right about now. The reason why I wasn't too worried and didn't build much cannons was I have a lot of Zealots to hold him back. And if I did see a Hydra Bust, then the Zealots can buy some time, and then I can build more cannons at the back. So that's why I wasn't too worried. So that's just thinking, like, covering all your bases. Like, you just basically are like a detective in this game. When you scout, you gotta eliminate all the other possibilities. If you see what units he's making, and based on how many units, how fast he got it, you can kind of deduce what he's going for. So that's kind of how you have to approach StarCraft, is especially with Brood War. That's kind of how you can determine what they're about to do. So here I'm just gonna put more gateways, and as you noticed, the Zealots got a lot faster. Their speed upgrade has just finished. So I'm just gonna try to harass and see what I can see how much damage I can do with these. And I don't know, the impression I got from this player wasn't that strong. Like, I don't think he's that good of a player. And then see right here, it's just no defense. He either got too greedy or his macro kind of sucks. So whichever the case, I don't even know if he has a third base. But look at this, he's just getting demolished. And I get a robo because I thought I saw a lurker egg, but it was actually an egg that was kind of far off the hatchery. That's why I thought it was a lurker egg. But apparently, you see that it was just a regular egg. So here I'm just gonna target fire the hatchery, so that's down. So pretty much this is like game over. If you're in this position as Zerg, it's pretty much game over. But what I could have done better here, even though I won, was I paid too much attention to the battle, which is a common mistake that a lot of newer players make. Is you're kind of having fun watching the battle and microing as best as you can, but when there's not much of a return on your effort, because I mean the Zealots will pretty much do what they're needing to do, but yeah, you just have to think, is my APM worth using on the Zealots at this point?